I am super excited about this mod that we're going to do. Mod, upgrade, call it what you want. Been waiting a while for this, and I'm going to show it to you. It's a winch line. Oh, why? Why are you excited about a winch line, and why are you replacing it? Well, this is not just any winch line. This is the Bleepin Winch Line 4.0. Now, I have the 3.0 on the JL Optimus over there behind me. I've had it on there for a couple of years, probably since that winch line came out. And one of the key things about it is it gets metal out of my recovery system for the most part. There's sometimes exceptions, but for the most part, I have no metal in the recovery, making it a lot safer. This is the brand new version 4.0. And let me cover the differences between this and a regular winch line and why it's important. Well, first off, this is the end. It's a knot on the end of a rope. That's it. There's no metal clamp here, hook, anything like that. It's just a knot on a rope. And it comes with this section here, which is called the Bleepin loop. So I can put this through a shackle, I can put it on a recovery point, do whatever, wrap it around a control arm, whatever I need to do. Just come over here and put it around the knot. I'm ready to winch. Super fast, no other accessories, super lightweight, don't have to worry about it. If we're out on a trail and I'm pulling the winch line out to give to someone else on the trail, instead of taking my winch line with a big multi-pound metal hook on it and going, here, catch, I can throw this to somebody and there's no weight, there's no metal, there's nothing that's going to hurt anybody. If there was a catastrophic failure somewhere, there's no metal that's going to go flying. It's much, much safer. But wait, there's more. So this can come off, and along the line here are 3 different spots. 3 about 6 foot and 9 foot. You see these red markers on here. And what these are extra loops. So I can go around again, you know, something on a vehicle, a bar, a roll bar, whatever I need to do, wrap it around there, and I'm ready to winch. If I'm in an emergency, I need to go around a tree or something, this is much thicker than at least this part is. From here down, it gets to a regular length, but it's a lot thicker around here. So I can, if need be, go around a tree, pop this on there, and now I can put it around a tree. If I go to this last one, it's a pretty significant tree to go around. Now, generally, I'm still going to use a tree saver because it's going to be thicker, but in an emergency where lives are on the line and something like that, you know, maybe someone's in the water or they're upside down and seconds matter, there's nothing as fast as deploying a Bleepin winch line. So for me, it is a safety issue. It's a weight issue. I'm losing a couple pounds of weight with that. And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about that metal. And time is also important. And not in every case. The majority of cases, you can take your time hooking up everything that you need. But when seconds matter, there's nothing faster than a Bleepin winch line. So we're going to unspool the stock winch line from the open road winch on here, get this installed, and show you what it's all about. Now, a few more little features on here. There's a sheath on here. Give a little extra protection if you're going over some rocks or stuff for abrasion. Then at the end of the line, there's a red sheath. So as soon as you see the red come out of the winch, you know to stop so that you're not ripping it out of the winch. So pretty good stuff. Let's get started. Let's pull the other winch line off and get this installed. There's the hook that comes with the open road. This thing is a beefy sucker. It's definitely a good hook if you like the hooks, but throwing this at somebody, yeah, that could be bad. Let's get this line off of here. Yeah, I know. Safety first. Put some gloves on so I don't screw my hands all up pulling on this line. You should always have a pair of gloves with you if you're going to be doing any winching, just in case, because you never know what can get caught up in a winch line, some burr or something that could really mess your hands up. We're getting down to the end here, and I need to see how this is actually connected in there on the open road winch. So I'll show you. There's several common ways that a winch line is connected to the winch drum. This is a through one with a set screw, so I'm just going to loosen that up, pull the line out. Others may have a screw in the side, but keep in mind, that's not what keeps the line attached to the winch. That just is a spot to give it some basically friction to start winding it. It's the first handful of rolls on the line that keep it in place. So this was the end that was on the open road winch line. Goes in the little hole, pretty secure. So now I'm just gonna have to get the Bleepin winch line into that and then tighten down the set screw again. So if you're doing this for the first time and you've got a setup like this, you're gonna notice pretty quick that that hole is much smaller than this winch line. There is no way that that line is going to go into that hole, or so you would think, but there is a solution for everything. Okay, so here's the end of the Bleepin winch line. Has a big hoop on it here. That'll work for some cases. Others, you might need to do something a little different. Now, sometimes a winch will have a screw in the side of the drum that just holds this in place, and this is going to be too thick to deal with. Well, to fix that, just take a hammer and hammer this flat. This will go down about the size of a quarter when you flatten it down with a hammer. It's not going to damage it at all. It's just going to flatten it. It's not a big deal. That should allow you to put the screw back in. Others are going to have a screw on the drum. Same thing. If you need to flatten it, just flatten it. Now, in my case, with the way this is set up, that's not going to work. I need a lot smaller. I need to get down to one thickness of rope. So I'm just going to come down into the line and start working that loop out. It's actually not that difficult to do. And that's how you actually splice winch line together. It's actually a pretty interesting process when you learn how to splice winch line together to make a longer rope or to do a repair or something. So I'm going to get this out. Then I'll just have this small end may just go right in. Now, this may look pretty ugly now that I've got that loop out, but just pull it. It goes right back into shape. So now we need to see if we can get this in that hole or whether we need to flatten it a little bit more. Okay, little hammering and I put some tape on there just to keep it from coming unraveled while I push it in. But I think we may be in good shape here. Well, that did the trick. It's in there, it's relatively secure. As far as I can tell, it doesn't pull out easily. Now we just need to wind it up. Pro tip, before you attach the line to the drum, make sure you have it going into the fair lead and around the drum the way it's supposed to. I've seen it several times. People trying to do this and they get it all in and then they go, oh man, I didn't go through the fair lead. So make sure you go through the fair lead. So now we'll just start reeling it in and scooch our shroud up on it as our little warning when we're running out of line. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back a ways, wrap it around myself so I can put as much pressure as I can while I'm spooling it in. The other thing I'm going to do is turn the engine on because I don't want to be running the winch just on battery. It can drain it pretty quick. So that's the last step. Let's get in the line back on here. Okay, we're at the end of the winch line here, and the question could be, well, what do I do with it at this point? So one way is just to tighten it up so the knot is right there on the fair lane. So that's one way. Another way, which I typically do, now I may leave it like that for the most part, driving around town or whatever, I'll just leave it like that. But once I get on a trail, I want to make sure that this piece is easy to get to. So I'm going to put that around a shackle or my hook here. Now to finish this up, there's kind of two ways of doing it. For my day-to-day, keeping it in my driveway, driving around town, driving to and from the trail, I'll just have this tightened up to where the knot is just sitting here. That way it's not in the way and I don't have to worry about anyone messing with it or anything. But for trail use, I'm going to put it into here around one of the hooks or around a shackle on the bumper or something, and then tighten that up. I mean, there's no way somebody's pulling this off. It's just too tight on here. So that's it. That's the Bleepin Winch Line 4.0. This thing is going to get a ton of use. One thing to note is you go, well, I want a 100-foot line. I want the maximum line I can put on here. And this is a 90. Well, one thing to note is the length of the line. This is a 93-foot line. And you're like, but mine came with a 100-foot line. I want a 100-foot line. Can I order a 100-foot? And the answer is no. And the reason for that is some of the features on here make the end of this rope thicker. It's doubled up down here where the knot is. And if you tried to make this 100-foot, it's not going to fit in here. It's already really tight fit coming up underneath the control module. Now on some winches you can move the control module or it's not in the way, not a big deal, but the vast majority of them are not going to hold 100 feet with the way this is made. So it comes in a 93-foot length for most vehicles, and it's going to be just fine. I mean, if you need 7 more feet, make sure you carry an extra tow strap or something so you can extend it. Or take your old winch line and put a loop on each end. There's videos online of how to splice winch line. It's actually really easy. And that's what I did with my old winch line, is I just made loops on both ends so I could just very quickly have an extra 90+ foot extension line. So pretty easy to deal with that. So now we just need to go out on the trail and do some recoveries and maybe recover ourselves. So if you want the safety, the convenience, the speed, the weight, and the flexibility that a Bleepin Winch Line gives you, just go to their website, bleepinjeep.com. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get any kickback from selling this thing. I promote it because I use it, and I've been using it for years. I have it on the JL, now we have it on the JT, and I'm gonna feel much better about doing our recoveries without a big honking chunk of metal on the end of this. So check them out, bleepinjeep.com. I'll put a link below, and yeah, I think you're gonna like it.